Hi, my name is Layla Spalding. I'm the granddaughter of Dr. Minan Hodge, and today we'll be interviewing her on her accomplishments as a multilingual educator. And the first question we have, tell us a little bit about yourself, such as your name, position, and education.
Okay. Well, as my granddaughter said, my name is Minan Hodge, and I'm currently the executive director for multilingual and global education in Tacoma School District.
Can you share with us your ethnic group and background?
I am a very proud Vietnamese American.
Share an experience that has launched your career path.
Well, I think the Vietnam War brought a lot of tragedies to our family. Well, to many people, including my own families. And as I was living in Kennewick during that time, because I was able to speak English, I was asked to help some of the newly arrived Vietnamese refugees that came to the country right after the Vietnam War. And it was just a wonderful opportunity for me to connect with people from my country and for me to help them. And it just kind of served as a venue for me to not to be thinking too much about my own family who were not able to arrive at that time. And I never wanted to be working outside the home, but seeing the plight and seeing the need that they have, the student and the family, it kind of led me into getting back into education and going forward with my career.
Where are you
from? I was born in the Delta in Vietnam, but was raised mostly in Nha Trang, was a coastal part of Vietnam, because my father was an officer in the Navy, Vietnamese Navy, and he was one of the commander at the place at the time. So that's where I grew up.
What languages are you fluent in?
What languages I'm fluent in? Well, of course, Vietnamese. I'm also have a workable knowledge in French, and then just a little bit better in Spanish.
Tell us some benefits of being multilingual.
I think being bilingual or multilingual is that superpower that an individual can help, because as you know, research have shown that the bilingual brain, well, I'm going to paraphrase it, but I think the bilingual brain is a better brain or more versatile brain. And then when you are bilingual, it opens windows to the world for you. You can learn about other people's culture and language, and being immersed in the language help you get to know that individual better. And you know, being in Tacoma and also, well, in the United States, such a diverse population, being bilingual really help us getting to know our neighbors better. And in terms of the business sense, well, people who are bilingual have a better chance of getting a good job. There are many opportunities will be available for them. I remember way back in the late 80s, when Vietnam opened up again, and many of the major companies like Nike and other big companies were looking for bilingual individual who could speak different languages to go to Vietnam and work, and they were having a really hard time finding that kind of individual. So in that respect, I think, again, being bilingual or multilingual gives you that superpower, kind of an edge on other people.
What was it like to attend a school in your country versus in the U.S.?
What difference?
Yeah, or what was it like?
Well, in Vietnam, we kind of follow the European system, and so our curriculum was a little bit different. And in some way, I would think it's sort of restrictive because public school were not available just for anybody. Well, it's free up to about sixth grade, but after that, the student have to pass different national exam in order to get into public school system, and if not, then they will have to go to private school. And sometimes parents are not able to, were not able to have the resources to send the children to private school. So in that sense, that's one difference. And also, I think in Vietnam and in some of the other countries that I'm aware of, teachers are really revered, and family really look to the teacher to for all kind of answer. They are not as involved in the way that they should be to help their children. Well, in the United States, the difference is that unless you have, if you are fluent, if you're not fluent in English, it's going to be very hard for you to make good progress in school. And so we need to have teachers, or we need to have program where educator know how to access the different strategy, the different resources to help students learn an English. But at the same time, they should also encourage students to maintain the home language because of that many advantages. So I think that part is different there.
What challenges did you face?
What challenges did I face? What, I was fortunate enough that I spoke the language, and I was able to navigate the American system pretty well. So I don't think I had as hard of a time as some of the other family or parent that I had observed. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I selected family involvement among immigrant and refugees parent as my thesis for my doctorate at the University of Washington, because I saw the tremendous needs of these parents, that what they have to go through, the culture shock, the language barrier. They did not have a voice because they were not able to tell people, to tell school, to tell the teacher what they need or what their student needs and how they can help support their children at home. Those were some of the tremendous challenges that I saw facing the parent who are not fluent in English. And for that reason, I did my research and just kind of committed to working very hard with all of those involved to making sure that these parents and these family have a voice, have an advocate to support.
What were your hopes and dreams as a child?
What were my hopes and dreams as a child? I wanted to be a United Nations interpreter. That's what I wanted to do. Well, I did not realize that dream, of course, but then I think I had a better dream, a better career goal, because I was able to get into education and help support students and family, and I thought that was just the greatest honor, and I would not change it for anything.
What are some hopes and dreams, who inspires you, or who do you admire and why?
Who inspire me and who do I admire? Of course, I admire my father, who passed away too soon. I never saw him again after I left the country in 1973 because he was sent to camp and get to be re-educated after the South surrendered to the North. but he really inspired me because, and I respected him because of the work ethic that he had, and also the value that he had instilled in me. It's always, he said, do the best in school. Nobody can ever take away your education. Um, and with education, many doors would open. And he always encouraged me to do what I want. So he inspired me, and I really respected him. But some other people that really inspire me as well are the actually the parents of the student who had lost everything or gave up everything in the country and came to the United States with their hopes and dreams, not for themselves, but for their children. And they are the one that really inspired me because I thought, wow, I am just so compelled to really help them because of what they've gone through. And at all the same time, they're also very resilient. They all work very hard, contribute back to their community, and just wanted to do a lot for their children.
What advice would you give to others like me or who have similar cultural backgrounds as you?
Say that one more time, please.
What advice would you give to others, such as people like me or who have similar backgrounds as you?
Yes, one of the regret that I have was that I was a young bride, and I spoke English. So when I arrived in this country, it was a lot easier for me to just speak English with my children, and I regretted that I never took the time to really teach them the language because to be language is the soul of a person. And for me, even though I've lived in America a long time, Vietnam is always going to be part of myself. I have a very, very special place in my heart for Vietnam. So I think that for individual like you, I would encourage you to really learn about your roots and learn about um, the home language if it's possible, or if not, be bilingual in another language because it would just open many windows to the world for you. It helps you also not to it enriches your life. So that would what I would advise you. Don't ever give up your culture or your language. Know your roots.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I think this has been a very good talk. Thank you for asking the questions, and maybe we can begin working on your Vietnamese.